All right, so I think we're live. How's it going, guys? This is an interesting update. It doesn't seem like it. It really doesn't. When you first look at it, like if we go to the patch notes real quick. Oh, there was already an error notice. Didn't notice that. Update notice. Oh, they added content to this as well. Okay. Okay, so this first part, the fact that you can add replays and save them as video, they no longer, like, it's not something you could just post to chat like the RTA replays, which I thought was a little weird, but it saves it on your device so that I can share these with you guys. Now, that's really cool. I just wish it had happened like 3 hours sooner before I fought Jubagel's arena defense so that I could show you just how cancer 100% resist Halfast is. Dude took me like 45 minutes before I finally gave up. It was just 1v4ing me. And I just could not beat it. My Chiwu would not land the buff block. My Megan wouldn't land the buff block. Just didn't matter. So this Fuse Center bit, they dropped the mana cost of fusing these essences, which doesn't really mean anything to late game players, but it's again a method for them to accelerate this process of getting into the meta and getting to where you need to be competitive in the game in general. That's actually really huge for this Europe ult I just made, which I'll probably show you guys in a later stream. I'm not going to make this one very long. I threw my back out a couple days ago. I think Rabbit called me Brokeback Mountain. Probably fairly accurate right now. My back is not okay. But anyway, for this ult, like, I farmed for 2.5 hours trying to get highs, which I've never done on my main because mids are where it's at here. But now I can fuse them for 25k. Like, that's a huge improvement for us. The Kairos dungeon number of entries to the secret dungeon has been increased from 10 users to 20 users. I don't know if you guys remember, like, going into the Yeti dungeons and, like, it would say users maxed and you just want to hang yourself. This should hopefully alleviate the number of suicides caused by this game. Not the number of cats murdered. Now, shop special Angelmons included in the Summoner and Premium packs will now be given as Awakened Angelmons, which means you don't have to worry about awakening them to power your stuff up, yada yada yada. Now, this other one's a little funny to me. Like, you hope you held C1. Arena hasn't ended yet, buddy. Oh, for RTA, yeah, I bet you did, for sure. Not many people were actually pushing. I did my swords real quick, like a couple hours before the end. Yeah, we'll eventually do another account giveaway. I haven't really gotten many subs lately, so I haven't really felt the need to. Once we get closer to like 300 or 500 subs, we'll think about it. But it's gonna be a minute, I think. I've got to make some more alts. But anyway, I did my wings like an hour or two before closure just to try to get my shifting stones for the week. And I was fighting like C2 players as a fighter 3. It was pretty garbage. I almost got pushed out of fighter 3. Not that it really matters what rank in fighter you are, but still, it was kind of lame. Couldn't seem to win. But anyway, this one's a bit funny to me. So I don't know if you guys can read that. I don't think I can. Maybe I can blow it up. Can I make this bigger? No. Is there a zoom function? No. Oh well. Oh, I didn't know I could scroll with this. That's awesome. Anyway, learning new things. Yeah, it was a bit of money play, I think, but the nerf is only for PvE, which I think is really lame. Like honestly, you're not gonna run a 4 um Chakram Dancer and Boomerang Warrior team in RTA or in Arena or in, obviously you can't do it in Guild War. You're not gonna run a 3-piece in Guild War either. You're gonna run 2 in a support. But so realistically, this nerf only really affects raid and necro teams that were playing off of them and getting like 40-second times with no runes. Like it was lame. It was, here, have free PvE progression just by pulling a bunch of these things. Like it didn't make sense to me that they would do this. And I think after they realized exactly what they had done with these monsters, they needed to nerf them. Now, the second half, the skill modification. Oh, one of the Chakram Dancers. Yeah, I see what you're saying. I definitely agree that other people's PvE experience doesn't affect anyone but them. I get that. But if you can jump from Giants into Necro by just pulling a couple of Nat 4s immediately, no builds, nothing, no skill ups, you don't need runes, you can immediately jump in the storyline, you don't have to work for it. It's a little frustrating to people like me who actually had to build 5 monsters just to get through this dungeon to make it into Conk, to make it further, because you need those will runes if you're not fast enough. I mean, I definitely get what you're saying, like, PvE doesn't affect each other, but PvE is what builds the PvP of the game. The only modification in the text of these skills for all is when they attack one of the whatever else can attack with them. Oh, what am I? Okay, I'm just going to use my phone now. UI improvements. Monster Awaken. A color has been added to emphasize the awakened monster's name. Didn't notice that. I'm going to have to go look at that. The new UI of profile picture flag has been improved. I don't know if you guys noticed, if you go into Arena, actually we'll show you guys that real quick. Your flag now shows up right here-ish. So that's kind of cool. Let's go back to this here. Bug fixes. Fix the issue of camera zoom-in effects being unnaturally displayed with certain monster skill effects. The issue of the chat notification not being displayed when you evolve the Chakram Dancer or Boomerang Warrior monsters has been fixed, and the dungeon debate menus not being displayed in the Rift of Worlds. Good. Okay. So what was happening is if you 6-starred your Chakram Dancers or your Boomerang Warriors, it wasn't popping up in chat and no one knew you did it. So there were a bunch of people who had like the light and dark one that were super excited about it that just didn't show up at all. And then the other thing, if you went into the Rift of Worlds and you went to one of these beasts and strategy info, the dungeon debate was not showing up. I went to check this the other day to try to improve my Light Rift team, and it wasn't showing up at all. That tab just didn't exist. It was kind of frustrating. The other thing, which was the next in the list, I'm not going to go back into it. If you go to summon now and you look in the bottom left-hand corner, there's this nifty little thing that says rate, and it pops this up. Now, prior to this update, this is what they didn't tell you. Prior to this update, the Nat5 rate for all servers was 0.35%. The Nat4 rate was 7.5%. This means they upped both rates, just slightly, but both. That's a big deal. That means you're going to be getting more Nat5s, more Nat4s. We should be seeing more lightnings. And I will not ever have to go 206 scrolls without lightning. I looked it up on Reddit last night, Haney. It was 0.35. It still says it on the Asia server. Because I thought it was 0.5 as well, but I was curious. And then L&D is 0.35 now. I think that might have stayed the same. I'm not 100% on that. Haney says it was 0.3. I don't know if that was wiggle room or if it was actually just 0.3, and that's a slight improvement as well. But I do know, like, this was a slight improvement to their Nat5 drop rates. We're going to go back into the update notice. Temple of Wishes. Oh, same thing. I didn't even notice that. So if we go to Wish, there's a rate button now. 15 energy is 24%. Okay, so if you get Rainbow Mon, the odds are it'll be a 3-star max. If you get Rune, oh, okay. So this is even breaking it down to like the odds of you getting a specific drop off of the wish. So like the odds of you getting a 6-star legend rune are 0.06. The odds of you getting a Nat 5 off of a wish is basically 1 in 10,000. Is that right? 0.01? Yeah. No. 1 in 1,000? Something like that. If anybody wants to spend 20,000 crystals on wishes, you should get an Nat 5. I'm not 100% sure what page I was looking at. But it was a screenshot from literally this graphic from Asia's server. It's the only place Nat 5 rates have ever been displayed. Where are you seeing that? Because they've literally never released those Nat 5 rates. Oh, okay, so they made the rune pack drop even more often. Like, you can get it 3 times a month, which again is just increasing the acceleration of the game, to be honest. But anyway, the other thing they didn't tell you. Okay. So I don't know if you guys saw Claytano's stream about the arena hack that was going on. I don't remember who did it originally. I really wish I could, so I could. Haney, be quiet, please. You're distracting me now. And realistically, quite frustrating. Anyway, the arena hack that was happening, the people were going in, hitting airplane mode, and then backing out, yada yada, and they were getting 100% win rate in arena. They have fixed this. You can't tell at first, but I DC'd from an arena match last night and discovered this on accident. So what we're going to do is we're going to test this real quick and show what they were doing and why it's not working now. And we're going to drop myself another couple rank real quick. So we're going to go in. Don't even care that I'm going to lose this match. So we're going to do some damage real quick. And now, oops, we're going to lose this match. Throw it in airplane mode. And then they would end the battle. Do not resend. Go back in. And it would kick you from the game. Go back in. And see no rank lost, still here, and we are connected again. So that's what they were doing. And it was immediately not changing. Just regular arena. It was only regular arena that it was working in. It never worked in RTA. Just because you have that live connection. The moment you DC'd, it was counted as a loss. But now it should be fine. But now if we go back in, match data already exists. They have fixed this. The match data ends up saved server side, so it kicks you back out of the game. And when we go back in, I'll have lost 2 matches according to the server. So we go back in. Oh, weird. Okay, so last night it counted it as 2 losses. I've still lost the rank. If you'll look here, I was at 44. Now I'm at 33. But the match is still available to me, which is weird. Interesting. But anyway, they fixed that. They didn't put it in the patch notes or anything, I assume, because they didn't want anyone testing it too hard. And they wanted to catch people in the act of doing it, maybe. I don't know. Hopefully I don't get banned for showing you guys this, but it doesn't work anymore, which is really, really cool. I'm really happy they fixed this. But yeah, that's where I'm at with that. So we had this error notice. I was curious about that, though. Skill effects of certain monsters happening too fast. I don't know why that's a problem. People were having issues collecting mana stones, apparently. Okay, so no surprise, people are having some issues with the exporting video from the game. It's a new concept they haven't worked with very much. Basically, what happens when you record a video in Guild Wars or in Siege or in Arena is it'll show you a replay, and the extent of the replay you watch is what gets saved. I think that's about it. I don't know if it cuts any time down, because when I tested it, I was, tapping rapidly trying to kill this Guild Siege team. I suppose we could test it, but I don't want to try to do that mid-stream. It's already buggy. I don't want to crash my stream. But anyway, I had a request from a sub who just subscribed, and I think she brought a friend or two with her. So she said to tell you guys, thanks, Lala, the best tits and summoners were, which I initially was a little skeptical about saying, because I promised myself when I started doing this I wouldn't become a pimp, but here we are. So hit her up, guys. Anyway, we're going to do a quick Mystic Summon real quick. I'll review whatever the monster is, and then we'll take off. Not enough mana stones. Woo! Alright, we're going to do a dungeon run real quick first. We're just going to go Giants real quick. If any of you guys have these monsters and aren't already running 1-minute teams, this team is super easy to get down there. No towers, nothing. It's a little glitchy as far as the time goes, but it generally floats around a minute 15. Now, I think why they did this, the replays and everything, is just more for the Siege aspect than anything. Hey, Lizard, how's it going, bro? But anyway, more for the Siege aspect so that we can show what teams we're using to beat what teams for future sieges to share with our guildmates. Well, that was weird. That's really trippy. Anyway, I think if they're going to do this, though, they need to make a little bit more of a consistent social network aspect of the game built in, rather than us having to share it to Line or Facebook or whatever we're using, than to force us to, export it. But anyway, here's our summon. No lightning. Battle Mammoth. Attacks with another ally and weakens the defense for 2 turns with a 75% chance. Damage is proportionate to my max HP. Stomps on all enemies and decreases the attack bar by 25% each with a 50% chance again max HP damage. And then the first skill provoke that's just staple to these guys. I think this guy would be really fun in Siege. I really do, actually. I might think about building one after I get my copper and my dozer done. Just because A, he's got that Tark-like third skill. Actually, I guess it's more like Rauk, but it's got the defense break built in and max HP based damage, which means he functions as a tank and a DPS. He fills those two slots. I think that lets you add a little bit more versatility. If you ran him with like Shaolin and a healer of some sort, probably something with an attack buff, maybe Chasen to add that variance to your team for a 4-star tower. Oof. Another Huahi. Sky Dancer skill ups. Like Goku, I know some people use him. I'm personally not a fan. So he's got this AoE attack bar reduction as well, which allows you to kind of keep that turn rotate going. Only a 50% proc rate, though. Again, damage proportionate to max HP. And then he's got the auto attack provoke, which is really nice. Let's see if that skill up brings it. Okay, it does go up to a 70% chance. And this goes up to 100% activation on the defense break. That's kind of cool. Haney, are you still here real quick? I need your thoughts on my poor little Praha here. I know she's super slow still. I gotta fix that. So these are kind of the runes I've got on her right now. I debated unruning my Chiwu for her, to be honest. But those are what I have sitting right now. Yeah, that's true. I definitely got to get the speed up. I was working with this rune here. I'm going to reappraise it until I can get some high speed and high crit rate. And then I think what I was looking at was percent. Assuming I can get at least like 17, 18 speed on this rune with some crit rate. I think I was looking at, or am I not? Where are we at? Where are we at? I'm hoping this one will roll fairly high. Yeah, but see, if I get hit with a 40k Lucian, it's got to be high enough, you know? I'm honestly like I'm worried about the 26 to 35 range. 40k Lucians don't come in until way later than where I'm at, but yeah, exactly. Nobody has 40k Lucians except Guardians, but like my siege right now, that's who we're going against is Guardians. But like I've definitely fought 30 to 35k Lucians, and if I can't survive that, she's worthless. But I'm thinking like 200, 210 speed, probably a good range. Okay. I'll trust you on that. Definitely means I could probably drop that rune off, huh? 230. Okay. Well, what if we try to split in some of Shiwu's runes here? He's got 40% crit rate as is. His accuracy is a little low. And, like, his runes aren't maxed at all. I think his 2 slot's the only one that's 15. But, like, I could definitely work in that first slot and the 5th slot. Maybe even this slot 6. And then I'd have to get Nemi in these two with those kinds of speeds. Arena defense, to be honest. I'm thinking I'm going to use Praha, Xing, Perna, and shoot, I don't remember. I think I was thinking Rakuni for something really annoying. Yeah, I really like the Despair, though. It adds so much utility to her. Alright, but anyway, I gotta go take some ibuprofen before I start screaming. I'll probably be back on later with some regular Guild War streams. Other than that, praise our and Jesus. I'll catch you guys later.